What's going on, everybody? I'm Arctic Bjorn, and this is the start of my World of Warcraft for Beginner series. This series aims to take people from absolute beginner to veteran World of Warcraft player. And if you're already a veteran and you're joining in, feel free to catch some of my later videos, and you might even learn something that you didn't already know. Stay tuned for more information.
But there's one they fear. In their tongue, he's Dovahkiin.
Arctic Bjorn. So, the topic of today's series is choosing a realm to play on. Now, if you're brand new to the game and you just logged in for the first time, this might be the screen that awaits you, minus the character numbers, because obviously I already have characters. So, let's talk about the different types of servers and what you can expect on each realm. So, there's 4 basic types of realms. There's PvP, normal, and RP. So I'm going to go over each one with you. A PvP realm means that it is a player versus player realm. That means that when you are in contested areas, which you will get to at higher levels of the game, are almost always contested, you have to worry not only about the monsters that you're killing, but other players coming to kill you. So choosing a PvP realm is, I don't recommend for new people, especially people who are new to MMO games. But if you want the full immersive experience about having to worry about monsters and other players killing you, then PvP is a good realm. The normal type is considered PvE. It's what they renamed the old PvE realms to. Normal is how you would experience the game, I guess, normally. So in a normal realm, you are just worrying about the monsters. Now, that doesn't mean you can't enable PvP. It just means that if you want to fight other players in the game, you have to enable that feature. It has to be something that you elect to participate in. On a normal realm, you will just be fighting against the monsters and not have to worry about the players. So you get most of the fun of the game without having to worry about other players coming and ganking you. And the third and final type of realm is the RP realm. Now, what this is it is considered a normal realm. So PvP by default is turned off. But an RP server stands for role-playing. So a lot of times on these servers marked RP, you will find players who are more interested in doing some role-playing. So they will spice up their characters a little bit. There'll be, instead of the normal talking back and forth like you would on the internet, they might talk in ye old English and how go thee, that kind of stuff. So if you're really into the role-playing aspect of MMOs, then definitely check out these RP servers, because they're a lot of fun. You can kind of make your own character and everything's thematic. It's a lot of fun. I recently have tried an RP server, as having played this game for over 12 years, and it really was quite the experience. Just some things to look out for. If you are under the age of 18, I would really not recommend joining Moonguard. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to ruin that surprise for you. And there is a fourth type. It's the RP PvP server, which just means it's the RP server, but they also have PvP enabled by default. So, the next thing to consider when choosing a realm is this population on the right. There is realms for, quote, new players, which means that they're the newest servers available, which means you're not going to find a lot of super high level decked out people, although leveling and gearing is ultra fast nowadays, so your experience may vary. You'll have low population servers, which are considered, exactly what it sounds like, low population. You'll never have any problems getting into the realm, but you have to deal with the fact that there is not a lot of other people on the server. Then there's the medium level, which is, if we scroll down here, we have medium, which is between low and high, which is I find to be a pretty good balance. Then let's see if we can find a high population server. Okay, there's no highs today, but then you have your full servers, and these servers are very, very large populations of people. And you might be wondering how population affects you, and so let's break that down a little bit. On a low server, or a new player server, you will have a lot less competition for, finding rare mobs, finding rare treasure, running into other people. You'll seldom find other people, and you'll never have to worry about queue times, which used to be a problem in World of Warcraft, where you would have to actually wait to get into the game. The trade-off for that, though, is you'll have a harder time finding groups of people to do things on your server. You'll have a harder time finding raid guilds, if that's what you end up doing with the end game content. And you'll have a harder time sometimes with the economy, because you just don't have as many people trying to buy your stuff. So if raiding and economy are definitely what you're looking to do once you level through World of Warcraft, then this may not be the type of server you want. But if you're looking for just that kind of peaceful experience where you don't really have to mess around with a lot of other people, then consider going on a low server. The medium server, like I said, is a good balance. And then the full servers are the opposite. You get the trade-off of you have to constantly be competing with people for mobs, competing for people for crafting goods and stuff like that. But the trade-off is there's more guilds. There's typically better guilds. There's more people to find to do group content with. The economies are usually a lot more dynamic because you just have a whole bunch of people doing different things, so prices are lower on a lot of things. So if raiding and economy and crafting and group content, and you really want to hang out with a bunch of people, then consider a larger population server. Now, if you wanted to look at the demographics of your server, so in World of Warcraft, there is two factions. There is Horde and Alliance, and that we'll go over those in the next video. But if you wanted to look at what the population on your server is, you can go to www.wowpopulation.com, and that will give you a good idea of the ratio. And the reason the ratio is important is you do not want to be on the low end of that ratio, because that typically is really bad. So if you're joining a server that is 3-to-1 Horde to Alliance, you typically don't want to join that server as Alliance, because there's not a lot of support for Alliance players on that server. So aim for servers that are pretty close to 50-50, or if you want to be like the dominant faction on the server, go for one that is skewed in your favor. But as a beginner, I definitely do not recommend going towards a server with a ratio that is against you by too much. I hope this video helped you with picking your realm, and in the next video I will be going over choosing your factions and your races. Hope this helped, guys, and if you are looking for more World of Warcraft content and video game reviews and such, feel free to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment about your experiences on role-playing servers, but please keep them PG-13. See you later, guys.